everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to start off with gun talk because I want to talk about Kel-Tecs. If you have followed my channel for any significant period of time, well, if you have, first thing I want to say to you is, what is wrong with you? Why are you still watching me? You should know by now that I ain't that interesting. But if you are still watching me, you should know that I have been kind of hard on Kel-Tecs in the past. I have said that they were garbage. I've said they were junk. I've said they were the schmegma of the gun community, of all gun manufacturers. I've said that their slogan should be, Kel-Tecs, we don't need a break-in period. We just break, period. Never liked them. Thought they were subpar. Well, some people that know I have said that have also noticed that I have said recently that most modern guns are pretty good. They're not as junky as they used to be. You know, the day of the cheap Saturday night special is kind of past. There are still some guns that aren't quite up to par with others. And I don't know why my voice cracked there. Maybe puberty's finally hitting. But there's some guns that are subpar, but most guns are pretty good. It's not like it used to be. And people have asked me, well, does that apply to Kel-Tec also? And to them, I just want to say, no. Kel-Tec is the exception that proves the rule. They're the one shitty gun you can still compare other guns to. I mean, they're just, oh my God. They're so poorly made. You know, glue seeping out of seams, things held together with just like regular flathead screw and a bolt. Or a flathead bolt and a nut. You know, just, oh my God. Just some of the words. It's like someone said, you know what, I'd like to make guns, but I got no clue how to make guns or any of the right equipment, so let's get as close as we can. That's what Kel-Tecs are like. Unfortunately, Kel-Tec comes up with some great designs. They have some innovative ideas, but they have zero ability to put those ideas to work. You know, they do not have the ability to fabricate things as nice as they design them. At least that's what it seems like. I've known people that worked at Kel-Tec, and they are quite open after they leave the company about our policy is produce as many cheap piece of shit guns as you can. If half the people who buy them shoot them and half of those explode, well, we'll replace those, and we've still made a good profit because they're so freaking cheap to make. They're like Bic lighters. So, no, Kel-Tecs are not good. They still suck. In fact, I don't see a reason why anyone would ever buy a Kel-Tec. Now, I know some people will be like, well, because they're cheap and a lot of people don't have money and you're being inconsiderate of people who don't have money. I am not inconsiderate of people who don't have money. I give a gun to one person every week who can't afford to buy a gun. That's one of the things we do with the Patreon money for this channel. You know, we try to make the money from this channel go to good causes, and that's one of them. Every week. Every month, we choose 4 or 5 people, depending on how many weeks there are in that month, and we give guns away. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud on air, but we'll hope YouTube doesn't censor me for that. So I'm not being insensitive to people who are poor. I've been dirt poor. I've literally lived in a building with a house with a dirt floor in the living room. So I've been poor. I know what it's like. I'm not insensitive to that. I know what it's like to have to make every dollar count. And I know some people will say, when you need a gun and you got to make every dollar count, sometimes a Kel-Tec is the best way to go. And to those people, I'm like, no, it's never the best way to go. Especially not if you actually might have to defend yourself with this gun. Friends don't let friends buy Kel-Tecs no matter how broke they are. It's just not worth it. I am, like I said, understanding that some people, that extra $10 or $20 for another gun might make a difference, but it's worth it. Don't ever buy a Kel-Tec. Unless it's going to be one of their guns that's kind of cool, you know, like the P50 or whatever it is. You know, it's just going to be a range toy and a plinker, and it's fun and it's cool because it's a unique design. And when it breaks, you can be like, oh, well, there, that broke. I'll get it fixed, I guess, later. Maybe I'll call them and get them to send me that 8-cent part that they'll charge me $15 shipping for. But if, in those cases, it's fine. It's fine to throw your money away on things you're going to play with, that are just basically grown-up toys. But if you're going to count on it to defend your life, no Kel-Tecs. I could never recommend that. I would say get a Sky pistol first. In fact, if you look at like the 9mm Kel-Tec, what is it, the PF9? And I wrote down some stuff here because I don't buy them. But, that has an MSRP of $358. And it's a total piece of shit. But people will say, well, that's the cheapest one you can get. And then when it's discounted, it's even cheaper. Well, you can find other guns that are in a similar price range that do not cost much more, if any. In fact, if you look at one that doesn't cost much more, you can get a Taurus GX4. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Taurus are not the best quality gun. No, but at least they're still a gun, technically. I don't think Kel-Tecs are even technically firearms. Because I think to technically be a firearm, you have to go off more often than not and not explode or not self-disassemble, as they have patented it, I think. So there's better guns. And like I say, it's just crap. The Taurus may be not the best gun, but at least it's a decent gun. And this is not even a well-proven gun yet, the GX4. But I still would trust it way more than a Kel-Tec. Because Kel-Tec has proven itself. It's proven that it will not work properly very long. And probably not when you need it to. So the GX4 Taurus is only $392 MSRP. And I'm sure you can get a discount on that too. And I am not starting over because of this watch beeping. Let me turn this thing off. Dismiss. Yes, it's just telling me my son drove somewhere. Let's put this on theater mode. But normally I'd start over on that, but it's late. I don't want to start over. And like I was saying, the Taurus GX4 Storm, not even that proven of a gun, but I'd still trust it more than a Kel-Tec. And the MSRP is what? $30-something more, $34 more. I think it'd be worth it to have a gun that actually might work and isn't held together with cheap machine screws and nuts and bolts and glued together. I'd much rather have the Taurus. And not just the Taurus, there's also like the Beretta APX Carry. A far better gun, a modular gun from a company like Beretta. And that gun's MSRP is $349. $9 cheaper than the PF9. So if you get either of them at a decent discount, you might be able to get the Kel-Tec a little cheaper from discount because most gun dealers are trying to give the fuckers away. But still, going to be in the same price range as the Beretta APX. Get the Beretta APX. You would have such a better gun. I believe this so much. I'm thinking of, I already run TYM Triple P, which provides a firearm every week to someone in need. I'm thinking I should start a secondary program on the side where people who are like, I've saved the money for a Kel-Tec and that's what I'm going to get, where we intervene and go, no, don't do that. What's your gun dealer's name? We'll call them. We'll ask them how much it is for the Taurus or the Beretta APX, and we'll pay the $30 difference or whatever it is. Just so people aren't out there with Kel-Tecs thinking they're protected. Then I'm not going to say a Kel-Tec has never worked, because people are going to come in and go yeah, they work sometimes. And then they'll say, always use the thing, George Zimmerman used a Kel-Tec. And it's a good thing George Zimmerman got an up-close shot with the first shot, because you know where they recovered the casing from? If you read the police report, they recovered the spent casing from in the chamber. The gun jammed after it fired one round. I don't think I want to trust my life to one round. And like I said, sometimes they'll work. Good Lord, you can always find something that happens occasionally. Occasionally, you can meet a hot girl at a Weight Watchers meeting occasionally. I wouldn't bet on it. Or a hot guy at a Weight Watchers meeting. I don't want to be sexist. But I wouldn't bet on it. There are probably... AOC is probably right about something every now and then. That doesn't mean she's smart. Just means got lucky. Same thing with Kel-Tecs. Every now and then they work until they don't. And usually they only work for people who don't shoot them a lot. So don't get one. Like I said, I'm getting to where I'm almost to the point where I would rather start another fund to where I'm going to buy a Kel-Tec, and we intervene and go, no, we'll pay the difference and you get something decent. Just because I don't think people should use Kel-Tecs for self-defense. They are, like I said, okay for cool designs and blah, blah, blah. And to me, they're like a way to buy a cheap version of something. Although they're getting to where they ain't that cheap. It's a way to buy a cheap version of something to try out and have fun with, and then go, as soon as a real gun maker starts making this design, I'm going to definitely buy one. That's kind of what I see Kel-Tec. So they're okay for playthings. They're great at making cool designs. But when it comes to the application of those designs, their guns are just junk. I don't think anyone should trust their lives to them. And like I said, it's getting to the point where I think we should step in and help people. If they can't afford a little bit more to get a much better gun, like I said, should start a program to do that, because friends don't let friends trust their lives to Kel-Tecs. All right, now that I've babbled incoherently about Kel-Tecs for a while, I just hate them so bad. I don't know if you got that from the first segment, but I just find them to be dangerous. They're so bad. Not dangerous in like they might blow up and hurt you, just dangerous as you might think you're going to be able to use it to defend yourself, and then the person you're trying to use it on ends up shoving it down your throat after it misfires or freaks out or whatever it does. So I don't like them. But with that being said, I want to move on here. And I want to let people know that this is October. This is my first show in October, I think. Day the 3rd? No, maybe I did one on Friday. Well, I filmed that on Thursday, though. So this is the first show I filmed in October. And I want to remind everyone, werewolf season. So be on the lookout. Now, I'm not saying that it's, that you should be more prepared for werewolves during October. You should always be prepared for werewolves. Just keep your head on the swivel in October, because it's like a holiday for them. They come from all over the world, I think, and celebrate here in October, because it's like their version of Oktoberfest, I guess. It would still be Oktoberfest, I guess, just less beer and more disemboweling people. Well, I don't know how much disemboweling goes on at regular Oktoberfest, because I don't really go, because I don't drink beer. It might be pretty much the same. But like I'm saying, just be wary in October, because like I said, it is werewolf season. And because of that, I want to do a giveaway. We haven't done a fundraiser, an exterior fundraiser for a charity yet. I think we're going to do one for, I think it's called, I don't want to say, it's something Angels. It's a animal rescue where they help out animals in need, like what we usually do. What I'm going to do is just set up a donation page where you can go over and donate $5. And then I'm going to basically choose 3 people at random and give them a silver bullet. And we're only going to run this for like a week, because I want to be able to get them mailed and get them to people before Halloween, because I don't want Halloween to roll around and, shit go down and they not be prepared. So look for that tomorrow. I'll give the details tomorrow for that. I'll give you the information on the charity we're going to donate the funds to, and I'll tell you what rounds we're going to give away, because I got to go see which rounds they have in stock at Sporting Systems is what I got to go do. So I'll do that, let you know. So keep your eyes open for tomorrow. We will be setting up a charity donation for one of the animal rescues we donate to, and a few people out there, 3 or 4 of you, will have a chance at winning a silver bullet if you don't have one already, so that even if you have one already, you'll still have a chance of winning it. But just in case you don't have one already for the Halloween, because like I said, I don't want any of my viewers getting eaten on Halloween. All right, everybody, I went long on the first topic, and then I rambled on that second topic there. So I'm going to end the show today, as I usually do, by saying, as far as the state of the world today is concerned, it is what it is. It could be a lot worse. Like you could get eaten by a werewolf. But it could still be better. And if we, as a community, come together and start ignoring the fearmongers, the profiteers, the fake activists, the people who pretend to be fighting for the Second Amendment, but they're really only fighting to line their own pockets by manipulating you through fear and anger, if we ignore those people and keep level heads about us and fight smart and hard for our rights in this country, what things will be for people who value the Second Amendment and freedom in general in the very near future is better.